It's India versus Pakistan, the mother of all clashes as it's known. But truth be told, I'm here in Dubai, usually on the eve of India-Pakistan games. Even though, we are always sitting on the outside and observing the game as journalists, I still get a few butterflies in my stomach. But this time, it doesn't feel like that. Why is that? Probably because the tournament is just getting started. Probably the rivalry has become lopsided. India has become such a dominant side. Whatever the reason be, if you're an Indian fan, you are quietly confident that yes, this game has a lot of context, but there is daylight between the two teams. That's how good India is looking. Let's take a closer look at this encounter. And why is it that I'm saying India is looking good? There are multiple factors, 3 or 4 factors that I can think of. One, of course, the wood that India has had over Pakistan in the recent past. Yes, there have been a few upsets here and there, but overall, if you take a look at it, and especially in big tournaments, India has been beating Pakistan consistently. So that's one reason. More specifically, if you take a look at this tournament, what are the reasons that India are favourites? One, they've played a game in Dubai, so they are used to the conditions, whereas Pakistan are fresh off the boat, played their first game in Pakistan, so they'll have to get used to the conditions very, very quickly. India know what they need to do. They've had a dress rehearsal versus Bangladesh. That's one factor. Second factor, India won their first game. Yes, it's a crucial encounter, but it's not a do or die game for India. For Pakistan, it's do or die. You lose this game and then you are, for all practical purposes, out of this tournament. You can do mathematical calculations, but for all practical purposes, you are out. They're already feeling that pressure, and it's quite often said that the team that handles the pressure better in India-Pakistan encounters, that team ends up winning. And at the moment, without doubt, Pakistan will be under more pressure compared to the Indian team. So these are factors that are favouring the Indian team. But what is that one area which may suit the Pakistan team if they're going to be looking at a silver lining? Well, that silver lining could come in the form of the pitch that is on offer here in Dubai. You know that this is one of those rare grounds in international cricket where 300 is seldom breached in a 50-over game. In fact, close to 60-odd ODIs have been played here. Only 4 times you've had a team go past 300. And what does that do? See, the flatter the pitch, the better the batting conditions, the gap between India-Pakistan increases. That's how solid an Indian team is. So the better team will win on most occasions when you have a truer pitch, when you have a good pitch. It's only when you have a tricky pitch, you have a low-scoring pitch, that the underdog has a chance. And this is what will give Pakistan some hope. It's a win toss, bat first sort of a pitch that is on offer. If that is the case with Pakistan, they put on anywhere a very conservative batting display where they get 250, 260, they can put the Indian team under pressure, especially if they pick a few early wickets. You saw that versus Bangladesh when it was a low total. So that is the best possible scenario for the Pakistan team. In any other scenario, India do seem like the clear favourites. As far as the Indian team is concerned, Virat Kohli came out and batted an hour before the rest of the Indian team. That tells you that he's really determined to go big, get a lot of runs. He's been under pressure, getting out to spinners. But if there's one match where you can bet your bottom dollar that Virat might come back to form, this is the best match for him. One, opposition Pakistan. He loves playing against them. Secondly, he's been found wanting against spinners in white ball cricket, and Pakistan have only come with 1 spinner. Yes, they have 2 part-time spinners in their rank in Khushtil as well as Salman Agha, but only 1 spinner in Abrar. And so you think best possible scenario for Virat to get back into form would be this particular encounter. India's playing 11 is also being looked at very closely. Would you make a change? We had Mr. Gavaskar here on Sports Today suggest that, listen, go in with 4 spinners. Leave Harshit Rana out, Hardik, Shami are 2 fast bowlers, 4 spinners, bring in a Varun Chakravarti. But I'd reckon that'd be too radical a suggestion, very left field. Harbhajan Singh, on the other hand, also on Sports Today suggested that go in with 3 spinners, not 4, but let those 2 out of the 3 spinners be Kuldeep Yadav and Varun Chakravarti. So drop 1 between Jadeja and Akshar Patel. Now that might just happen because what we are reporting, there are credible information coming out that it could be possibly Jadeja who's left out. There was a conversation between the coach and Jadeja which ended in a hug. If you are to read body language, was that a suggestion that Jadeja may have been requested to sit out for the sake of the team combination? That is something that the Indian team would like to do. But if you ask me, I would want the same bowling lineup that played against Bangladesh. If you are to make too many changes, you're pressing the panic button. India looked good. Kuldeep was a bit off colour, but I was talking to a few Pakistani journalists, and when I suggested that, listen, Indian team can think of dropping a Kuldeep, they said, listen, you know what, the Pakistan team would be the happiest if India drops Kuldeep, because there are only two bowlers that Pakistan fear. One is Jasprit Bumrah, the other is Kuldeep Yadav. Bumrah is not playing. You drop Kuldeep, Pakistan would be happy. So do not drop Kuldeep. You may have to play Jadeja and Akshar because your batting sometime can be a bit tricky and you may have required the lower order to chip in. So with that in mind, the balance that the Indian team has come up with, that probably should be the best case scenario. No dew to report in Dubai, that's good. So no win the toss, win the match sort of a scenario so far in Dubai, and that will also come as a relief to both the teams that would not want the toss to decide. That's all that we have in the build-up to India versus Pakistan. But of course, once the game is done, be back on Sports Today for all the analysis from our studios as well as from our experts in Harbhajan Singh and Sunil Gavaskar. This is Nikhil Nas signing off from Dubai.